Are we up and running? Oh, I guess we are. Okay, the news. Not a whole lot going on this week. I've got a whole new setup here, so I can kind of keep an eye on the lighting and all that kind of thing, doing the best I can do. Anyway, it's 12:30 or so I want to get this done and out of the way before the most important thing of the week, Men's Beer Day, right? So, thing keeps flashing. I don't know why. So anyway, let's go on with the news here and I'll check it later. Seniors versus Crime is putting out a warning. Well, really not a warning, but just as a reminder. Basically it's telling you they're offering practical advice on hiring a local landscaper, because there's so many people here that are snowbirds, and even the people that are here full-time, they have a tendency, sometimes they hire the wrong guy to mow the grass, to trim the hedges, and these guys are scrupulous down here. They take advantage of people that aren't aware. They take advantage of people that are new and just simply don't know. And a lot of times people simply lose money and they don't get what they pay for. And, you know, it's sad, but it happens. So it's just, they put this out once or twice a year about practical things to do. If it's a licensed contractor, they're saying ask for a copy of the license. Little things. If they say that they're insured and bonded, ask for a copy of it. You know, it's just all them things you can do. I don't like going through all that process. It's just a real pain in the ass, you know, to ask for this stuff. They're going to leave. You're going to sit there and wait for it to come back. Yeah, I'd rather not coming back. So I've just got the very simple policy that if they don't have a store, an office phone number, I don't want no cell phone number. If they don't have an office phone number, someplace where I can walk in and I can talk to the people about anything I want, whether it's a problem, whether it's a project, whatever. If they don't have an office, I don't do business with them anymore. The guy that comes to the house knocking on your door, first of all, it's against the village's rules. There's no soliciting inside the villages. It's in your deed restrictions. They all know it. So I have no hesitation in being rude to somebody that comes walking on my property and says, hey, how you doing today? I'd like to talk to you about maybe some plants that we could put in your yard. And I jump all over them and I chase them out of here. Then I call Home Watch and let them know who it was, what kind of vehicle it was in. I might take a picture of the vehicle, take a picture of the guy, and they get a warning letter, I'm sure, because they never come back. So if that's rude, that's rude. But I moved here for specific reasons, and that's one of the reasons. There's no soliciting in the villages. So, get that one out of the way. Oh, here's another news, good or bad. It ain't, I don't know. It's news. It's just stuff that happens. I'm doing this a different way. I got my laptop here. Usually I use my cell phone to jot through the news, but I'm using my cell phone up here. My cell phone's connected to the GoPro, and I can see the lighting and all up there. So that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to make it a little better. Because I have noticed myself that some of the lighting in the videos is a little, what can I say, not good. So, the Amenity Authority Committee is considering changes at Paradise Dog Park after members received complaints about the lack of grass at the facility. The discussion took place at Wednesday's budget workshop. Sam Whartonby of District Property Management said the dog park on the historic side of the villages is located in a grove of oak trees and it is difficult to get grass to grow there. He also noted that some of the big dogs can be hard on the limited areas that we do have grass. Let me see what else it says. He went on to explain that the staff had looked at the possibility of synthetic turf for the dog park. It would consist of a number of layers, including a base layer that would be created to reduce bacterial infection. Warnaby said that the life expectancy of a synthetic coverage would be about 5 years depending on the amount of use. The cost would be approximately $105,000 to install. Oh, God. AAC Chairman Carl Bell said he did not think that the town of Lady Lake would allow a synthetic surface for a dog park. Other commissioners indicated that they had talked to some of the dog owners who used the park. That's about the end of the story. That just seems kind of weird. Seems like there should be a little bit more. But anyway, synthetic surface for dogs to take a poop on? Are you kidding me? Really? I mean, I don't know. Some of these people don't pick their dog shit up now. So synthetic surface, what are you going to do? Have a big garden hose out there so people can go walk around and I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know. $105,000? Well spent. I think I just buy grass seed and throw it out there every so often. If the grass grows, it grows. If it don't, it don't. People don't like the dog park, don't go there. You know, it's not an amenity. Dog parks here are not an amenity. It's just something the villages is giving you, and they can take it away at any time. Let me see what else. I got to navigate here a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't know if I can show you this or not. A guy took a picture. It's a little story. This is something that's typical that happens a lot. Come on. Man, what is it with this computer? Talking about bad parking, showing some of the snowbirds and how they park, and some of these pictures are almost hilarious. It's got to be hilarious because you see it on a daily basis, especially in the wintertime. I'm not blaming it all on snowbirds, but it's a hell of a lot more prevalent in the winter than it is in the summer. People don't know. I don't know why they paint lines in a parking lot. People can't get their car in between them. They're always straddling the line. They go past the line, and half their vehicles parked in the parking lot in front of them. If there's a golf cart parked in there, sometimes a little car will squeeze in there right next to the golf cart so close that the guy in the golf cart can't even get in the golf cart unless he gets through the passenger side. I mean, people do some of the stupidest things here. I've seen them park their car on the sidewalks. I've seen them park their golf carts up on the sidewalk next to the front door to get into a grocery store. I don't know, is that laziness? Or I don't know what that is, but it's just downright goofy. It's a battle. These store owners and things battle this all the time. One of these days, this keeps it up. One of these days, there's going to be what we used to call meter maids. I know that's not a practical term, and I know it's probably not politically correct, and I don't really care about being politically correct. But the person that can give you a parking ticket, whatever you want to call them, and we don't have them. But it's going to happen. I can see it going to happen. And I think what's going to happen, and this is just my guess, the Community Watch program here, that's your gate, I'll call them gatekeepers, the guard shack people that open and shut the gates and whatever. And then the Community Watch people that drive around in the trucks and, looking for, make sure things are okay and all that kind of thing. I can see where possibly because the sheriff's got an office up there. I know because I worked up there, the VCDD building. It handles all that, and they could give the authority very easily to the VCDD and allow the Community Watch people that drive around in the trucks anyway, and the SUVs and all the different things they have, to give them authority to write parking tickets. And I can see it happening. They go through these squares all the time. They're around the neighborhoods all the time. They're in and out of the rec centers all the time. And I can see them, going in there and seeing this and issuing maybe warnings the first 2 or 3 times. And then, after that, start nailing them. Because sometimes it's just ridiculous. It really is. Okay, let's see what we got here. Here's another one. Misguided motorist winds up on golf cart path near Colony Cottage Rec Center. Oh, that happens up there a lot. And actually, I can understand that being a little, especially if you're not from here. There's a stoplight right there as you go to going to the Colony Shopping Center over there. And then, of course, that's where Colony Recreational Center is at, too, just not too far from there. There's a stoplight on that road. And on that road is where the golf carts paths cross at that stoplight. They done that about 4 or 5 years ago. They moved that down to that stoplight because they said it was safer for the golf carts. And it's a wide golf cart path, so I could see a car coming to that stoplight, looking over to Rec Center, going, oh, there's the Rec Center I want to go to. Well, there's the golf cart path right there. They just turn left. So I'm not going to pick on the car too much, especially if you're not from here. But the guys stopped her in the golf carts there, and they got her going the right direction. So everything cool, no big deal. All right, let's see what else we got. Come on, come on, come on. Dragon boats operators, yeah, they got a raw deal, I think. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm sure these guys feel the same way. It's, I don't know. I don't know. There's my neighbor. I see him there. Old Billy. He's down the road here. He's one of the dragon boat people. I talked to him. I'd had some interest in doing it myself. And after doing some more investigation about how it's done, I just kind of changed my mind about it. Yeah, come on. I'm waiting for the story to come up here and I'll read it to you. It's very kind of short and sweet, and I'll give you my opinion of it. My opinion means nothing when it comes to the villages and putting money in their pocket, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. So the Orange, gosh darn it. The title of it is Dragon Boaters Pack Villages Meeting After Being Bumped from Lake Sumter. Orange-shirted members of This Boat Rocks, that's the name of it, This Boat Rocks, unhappy about schedule changes at Lake Sumter. Crowded Monday morning's meeting of the project-wide advisory committee. Dragon boaters have been negatively impacted by kayaking, fishing, and nature tours. Recently introduced by the Recreation Department, the Boat Rocks serves as the entry-level group for villagers who want to explore dragon boating, a sport that has enjoyed tremendous growth here and across the nation. This Boat Rocks has 140 members, including an 87-year-old and dementia patient who benefit from the stimulation of the activity. After 8 years of enjoying a stable and predictable schedule of hours, our schedule was abruptly changed last month, leaving us with an administrative mess which wreaks havoc with team practices and personal schedules, said Susan Chacon, founder and captain of This Boat Rocks. The Lake Sumter is owned by the Sumter Landing Community Development District. It is not an amenity, said District Manager Janet Tutt. Once again, that name, Janet Tutt. She's kind of like the buffer between the developer and the rest of the villages, so to speak. It seems like she has a lot of the last say-so of what goes on. I respect her position, but sometimes I don't respect what she says. It's almost like she doesn't have a pair of balls and she can't stand up and do what's right. She does what pacifies everybody. A lot like what the police department does. The Recreation Department has purchased kayaks, a 20-foot boat, and a trailer to provide the new fee-based activities at Lake Sumter. See? They want to charge you more and more and more for all this activities. A part-time employee, David Weston, a longtime Recreation Department employee, Scott Grimes, oversee the new activities. They don't have no say-so. They're doing what they're told. The new activities took over time slots previously enjoyed by dragon boaters. It created some friction, as we can see in the audience today, said John Rohan. John Rohan's been here a long time. I respect the guy. I met the guy. I had to go to a required class to work here that he tells you the history of the villages. But once again, I think he gets trapped between a rock and a hard place. I think he is, I don't know exactly how it all works, but sometimes I think he is kind of told that this is what's going to happen, make it happen, do what you got to do, and he does. I mean, that's his job. But I don't know. Sometimes I think somebody needs to stand up and say, no, that's not right. You know, that's just not right. But anyway, it is what it is. John Rohan is also the head of the recreation department, for those of you that don't know. His department schedule activities on Lake Sumter. He likened the scheduling of activities on the lake to the scheduling of softball. This is not a water body where one group has a monopoly, Rohan said. That's true. But these people have had that same time slot for 8 years. So they have scheduled their other activities around that time slot. They schedule like I do. They've scheduled their dentist appointments, their doctor appointments, and any other kind of appointment like that around that time slot. And now all of a sudden and we're talking about just this one boat. Just this one boat has 140 members. I'm not sure how many boats there is up there for the Dragon boat, but I think there's several. So we might be talking about 1,000 people here that has to now reschedule everything because of what you've done. Or, and I'm going to say that what's going to probably happen in some of these people situations are they're going to drop out because their doctor appointments, their dentist appointments, their hospital appointments, some of them have to have, what do you call it, when they have to go in and have blood work and things done regularly. I can't remember what it's called, infusions, something like that. Maybe they have to have medical treatments, have to be done. So they're going to drop out of the Dragon boat because that's going to take precedent, and it's because of what you've done here. And the only reason why you're doing it is because it's money. You've given the time slot that you guys wanted to start, so you can put more and more money into your pockets, and that's really what it boils down to. Where that money ends up, I don't know. I don't want to say it ends up in the developer pockets. I don't know that. I know there's a lot of people that says that. That could be true, but I don't know that. Does it end up in the district's pockets? I doubt it. I don't know. All I know is you've kicked these people out of a time slot they've had for 8 years, and I have a pair of balls, and I would have said, if I was Mr. Rohan, I'd have said, I'm not doing it. Somebody else will have to do that. I'm just simply not going to do it. But you did, so you're going to have to take the heat. PWAC member Don Wiley, chairman of the Community Development District 10, that's me, said there is a perception problem with what has occurred. Yeah, big perception problem. The perception is that we have taken a social group and displaced them for a for-profit entity. That's true. That's not a problem, it's a fact. PWAC asked Rohan to meet with the Dragon boaters in an attempt to work out a schedule that is beneficial for all parties. You should have done this before. I mean, you guys are always doing things after the fact. You should have talked to these people before and say, hey, look, here's what's going on. Here's what we're attempting to do. And we just want to make sure it's right with everybody here, so you have plenty of time to reschedule whatever you need to do, or maybe we can work something out. You don't wait till after the fact and people start jumping up and down, and then go, oh, hey, let me talk to you. Let's see if we can work something out here. I'm sorry, but for a bunch of intelligent people, you can make some of the stupidest decisions. Let me go on back over here and find another one. I've done said what I had to say about that. Come on. Okay. Oh, this looks new. I don't remember reading this. 2 vehicles stolen from homes in the village of Santiago. What? How could they be stolen from the home? Did you leave the keys in your car? Common sense, people. Common sense. Do not do that. Take your keys out of your golf cart wherever you go. Do not leave the keys in the car. Do not leave your purse in the front seat of the car. Do not leave things unattended in the golf cart. Both vehicles were discovered missing on Thursday morning at Ballesteros Drive. I've been up there. That's a nice area. The vehicles have been identified as a Nissan Rogue and a Kia Soul. They're both foreign cars. If you have information, contact the Sheriff's Department. They have no idea. Isn't that something? These cars are probably in 50 pieces right now. Here's one of the comments. These are why I watch my comments. I'm not going to have nasty comments like this, pointing fingers, and nobody has any idea about any of this. And here's what I consider to be a stupid comment. I'm going to read it to you, just where they put it on here. Joey Boy, that's his name. He don't want nobody to know his name. Another one, No Balls. Congratulations to the developer. Now these cars being stolen now, he's already is assuming it's the developer's fault. Developer is a real estate developer. He's a land developer. He buys land, builds homes, sells homes. That's what he does. He has nothing to do with anything else. Congratulations, developer. We are the newest crime target in Florida. Really? I never saw that on the 9 o'clock news about us being the new crime target. Wait until he sprawls closer to Orlando. Really? We're going to go in, the villages are going to sprawl down 45 miles to the city of Orlando and go through all them other little towns? Never read that either. There will be no end to the crime here. Let more illegals in, libtards. Libtards. Now we're getting into the political shit. See, this is why I don't do politics or any of this. They say the stupidest stuff. Now he's went from a developer to libtards. He's all over the place. And also illegals. I don't know what that had to do with these cars being stolen. They don't even know who stole them. Says, good work, Morse. I'm sorry. Your response is stupid. I'm sure I'll get a bunch of responses about what I just said too. Come on. Okay, this is it. Got one more coming up. I'll tell you, it's kind of a short week for news. There hasn't been really a whole lot happening this week, which is good. It's good. We've all been playing golf and having a good time. Stories from earlier this week. Oh, I don't want to read. Oh, I read this a while ago. Yeah. You got to hear this one. Yeah, you got to hear this. And you guys have probably heard stories in the past about people complaining about dogs and people not picking up after them. And what else is it? Turning dogs loose. You know, they're not on their leash. And that is a rule. They just got to be on leash at all times outside the house. Just all kinds of stuff. This was good. I don't think this is inside the villages anywhere, but it's a neighboring apartment complex. Let me read it here. Local apartment complex to use doggy DNA testing to curb doo-doo deserters. Doo-doo deserters. Try saying that 4 times fast. The largest apartment complex in Lady Lake has been facing an even larger problem among its residents, and more specifically, the residents' dogs. Oakleaf Village Apartments. I think that's up there on 466 somewhere. Anyway, Oakleaf Village Apartments, located off County Road 466, is home to hundreds of residents who work in and around the villages. Recently, the community has received a steady flow of complaints from residents regarding dog owners leaving behind the excrement of their furry friends. According to a statement issued by management, unscooped dog waste has become a real concern, as some residents continue to leave their dog waste for others to deal with and ignore pet stations for excrement disposal located around the community. That is just a sign of pure laziness. I will say that. Just pure laziness. In order to address the issue, the apartment complex is implementing a dog DNA registry. A dog DNA registry is exactly what it sounds like. A registry comprised of DNA records for the various dogs in an apartment complex. The idea is that any excrement that is left behind can be matched up to dog and subsequently to the owner. Like many similar programs around the country, once the registry is established, the DNA of any unscooped waste found on the property will be matched. the owner and a $300 fine will be issued. Do you think the villages should start a dog DNA registry for dog owners? I don't even know why they put that in there, but once again, there's always somebody trying to get something done that's going to cost us all money. Because, that's not free. To start a DNA registry, computer, the programming, and the person, whoever it is, that's going to keep all this, I don't know. I see dog droppings have been a hot topic at dog parks across the villages. Yeah, it has been. It's just basically laziness. And really, we don't need to have all these laws and things. People just need to learn to stand up. If you see somebody doing something like that, like you see his dog taking a dump, and you see the dog owner just walk away, yell at him. Get 4 or 5 neighbors out there and say, hey, you back here and pick your dog shit up. Or pick it up in a bag and take it to his house and throw it on the front porch. Now, my dad done that once at 92 years old. I mean, he had dementia, so you have to laugh, right? But he did. He had a bunch of dog crap in his front yard, and he stood there in his house, and he watched the dog. He knew who it was. And he told the guy one time, he said, if you come back here one more time, he said, and you don't clean that stuff up, he said, I'm going to bring it to your house, and you'll find it on your front porch. And the guy said something to Dad, I forget what it was, and he left. Dad told me about it, and I said, Dad, you're 92 years old. I said, quit worrying about that stuff. I said, where's it at? I'll go clean it up. He said, nope, you leave it out there. And he went out there with a shovel, and I guess he collected it for several days. He went over to the guy's house, and he threw it up on his front porch. I don't know how it happened. It kind of reminded me of the grumpy old men, the 2 neighbors that argued back and forth. That's what it reminded me of. But anyway, that all got taken care of. Well, there's some other stories on here, but they're old stories, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Let me see what this says. Something about the dog DNA registry. If I can get it to go there. It's heading there, but it's slow. Here we go. CDD supervisor suggests DNA test to combat dog waste problem. Community Development District 8 Supervisor Joe Elliott has suggested the idea of implementing dog DNA tests to track down dog waste offenders in the villages. Houston, we have a problem, said Elliott, who used to work at NASA. In this case, villagers, we have a problem. He asked his fellow board members and district staff on Friday if this is something they should try to fix. He indicated the district is already involved because no dog feces signs appear on trash cans at postal stations. He added there is evidence that villagers have been removing those signs from the trash cans. No one is unaware that the problem exists. For months, the topic has come up repeatedly at CDD meetings. Last month, CD7 Supervisor Ron Ruggery made the case for putting dog waste receptacles at postal stations. Several supervisors have said the problem is pitting villager against villager. I don't see it that way, but then again, everybody's got their idea. Elliott suggests that answers might be found in education, getting Sumter County to enforce existing rules on picking up after dogs, and issuing fines to offenders. And it's just, same old stuff. So, there we are. That's the news for this week. I'm going to get ready. Men's Beer Days today. I got the magazine. For those of you that don't know what this is, let me see if I get it in the camera here. The Villagers magazine. Got a lot of neat stuff in here. If you get a chance when you come down, these are free. You go to Oldie's ice cream shop. He's got a stack of them out front. You go to most of the grocery stores. Somewhere in the entrance or exit at the doors, there's a stack of these things. They're free. I get them every month in a newspaper. They just bring them here. But you can get them free when you're down here. And if you're a visitor and you're out running around, look for them. They're free. And you can take them home and you can go through them and you can see things. They have things in here, like here's a page with a bunch of some of the newer maps of down in the villages of Finney and what they're doing. It's showing where the tunnels are going to be. It shows where the softball fields are going to be. It shows where the Marsh View Pit and Putt's at. Showing where the Hogeye Water Basin is going to be. What else have we got in here? The Cattail Recreation Center, the Willow Tree Recreation Center, and Longleaf and Loblolly Executive Golf Courses down there. There's a lot of information in here. The Veranda Series homes, it talks about them. It even has pictures of a few guys that live down there, I guess. Here's a guy here. Whoops, my page. There's a guy there. You can see him right there. Get it up here where you can see it. Doggone it. There it is. Where's the guy at? Look at that guy. Well, go this way. Isn't he dapper looking? Anyway, and that's his car he's got. Cool looking old guy. And look at this guy. I'd wear that on a golf course. Let me see if I can get it up here. Can you see it? Isn't that cool? Yeah. So, yeah, people have fun down there. There's the classic car clubs talking about where they're going to have the next cruise in, things like that. And it talks about people that live here, where they come from, what they did in the past. Most generally, the people they talk to here are kind of, I don't want to say special people, but they've had a special job, like maybe being a rocket scientist at NASA, or maybe they was... I don't know, the postmaster general of a certain state. There's always some special thing. You never really, and I kind of find it fault on this magazine too, that they don't really ever interview people that had what I would call the average job for the guy that couldn't afford to go to college, or he just didn't have the means to go to college, or he just, because of circumstances, he just couldn't do it. He had to go to work. And I'm talking about the guy that got out of high school, went to the local factory of some kind, glass factory, General Motors factory, whatever, and he stayed there for 30 years, paying his bills and raising kids. They never interview that guy. I don't know how that works, because I've interviewed a lot of people, and I just pick them at random. I don't care what they did for a living, doesn't mean nothing to me, right? But yeah. So anyway, that's the news for this week. You all have a good day. I'm going to give you one little fast glance outside, and then we're going to say goodbye. So let me get my big ass up here. Look out there. Nice day, ain't it? Yeah. Go.
Hey y'all, this is Bob from Oklahoma. Just a shout out to all of Skip's groupies. Come and visit the villages. What was the last line again?
I'll see you on the other side.
I'll see you on the other side.
All right.
I can't remember everything, so I need help.